It's me, bitch. Hi guys. Okay, here we go. So, I've been wanting to film this channel for about a year, but I never do it because I get too scared. So, I'm gonna do it. It'll be fine. I've done a poll on Instagram whether to do a Q&A about me or why I left cabin crew. So the results were in and we got why I left cabin crew. I'm not going to say who I worked for. It wasn't the company's fault why I left. Just like personal reasons why I didn't like it and stuff like that. So I've got a little list of pros and cons, which I shall start with. But before that, let me just say something about myself. So like I said, my name's Millie Crosby. I'm 19 and that's all really. I have brown hair. Okay. So, let's get down to business. One of the reasons why I wanted to start a cabin crew, I've just always loved the glamour side of it. I loved the uniform. I loved knowing that I was going to be strutting it up and down the cabin aisle, doing all the safety demos. Turns out fucking doing it 4 times a day wears you out and you get sick of it. I wanted to see the world. Didn't really see the world. Only went to Scotland 4 times a day. Anyway, let me give you my pros. So one pro for working as cabin crew is the uniform. It looks very nice, very slimming. I like the old necktie, nice dresses. I like the little suitcase that you strut around with. It does get quite heavy though. Another pro would be it was a good experience. So the training was good. I met loads of friends. One sec. Oh, I was sick. I met loads of friends, which were really nice. The training was 3 weeks and a bit. We had to do stuff like shitloads of presentations. We had to learn about an aircraft, where everything goes, so in case you die on the plane, I'll save you. I'll get the fire extinguisher out and put the fire out. I had to do that training. It was just like a little grill fire really. It wasn't actually a fire. I just had to put it out with a bit of water, but I passed. We had to do a smoke-filled cabin assessment thing. So the like fake airplane was filled up with smoke. Had to put this hood thing over my head, like a smoke hood. It was so claustrophobic, it was horrible. And we had to find like a red bleeping device, which was meant to be the fire. Once we found it, we had to communicate between us to put it out, get all the equipment and stuff like that. So I passed that, so at least I can put out a fire when you need it. We had to do the slide, which was fun, that was good. And the swimming drill, just basically can I swim in case we land on water. Now McDonald's coming up. Done exams. I failed the first aid one, so don't look at me if you need saving. But I passed it in the end. And then I got my wings, which was good. Thought that was going to be the rest of my life, but then I only ended up there for 6 months. So what can you do? Like I said, made really good friends. Love them. Haven't seen them since though. Should probably meet up with them soon. Yeah, I just don't leave my house. Went on a plane. So I went on a plane, which, you know, pretty fun. I like taking off, landing. Oh, another pro, cheap flights for the fam as well. But like I say, you don't really go across the world, so it's only a cheap flight to Spain really. Anyway, so that's that. That's the pros I can think of. Now on to the cons. This is a longer list. Long days, literally long ass days. I would literally get up at 2 in the morning and get home at 7 in the evening. I'm not even joking you. It was disgusting. I'd literally have 4 hours sleep, get up, get ready for 2 hours, drive to the airport for an hour and a half, get there, do a 10-hour day and then do it all again. I was exhausted and a grumpy bitch. That's a very serious con. I hated it. Some days we'd have no food, so some days the old food people would forget to bring us our food to the aircraft and we'd be left with fucking Pringles and nuts all day, which isn't enough to survive on in a 14-hour day. So that was a con, and that would piss me off. However, I would steal loads of Maltesers from the trolley because, you know, if we're going to eat from the trolley, honey, I'm going to steal the Maltesers. But yeah, no food some days. The only food we would get is like a ready meal. I know you can bring your own food, but who has time for that really? We had like a ready meal, which weren't too bad, but once you're eating them every day, you're going to put weight on. Another con, horrible passengers. Literally think they're a queen. They're not. You literally paid £20 for this flight. Sit down. They were horrible. Literally, someone made me cry on my second flight because I wasn't getting to them quick enough. It was an hour flight, 150 people on the flight. They were sat right in the middle. Boo-hoo, you shouldn't have sit there in the first place. Literally made me cry. Basically, we'd run out of Pringles and I was like, look, there's plenty of other stuff on the menu. You don't need to have Pringles. Your kids will be fine. She was like, well, my kid's vegetarian, so they need Pringles. And I was like, there's plenty of other vegetarian offers on the menu, hun. Sit down and shut up. Another person made me cry. I just cry a lot, to be fair. He just kept staring at me the whole flight because I wasn't hurrying up. I went up to him and I said, what's the problem? And he was like, I want a drink. I said, well, you can wait to get a drink because I'm serving other people. So literally, I was just a waitress. Didn't even get off anywhere. I was just a waitress for demanding twats. Some people were nice. I met no celebrities though, so that was pretty shit. Another con, tired, like I said. All the time. I was so grumpy, tired. I mean, it's probably a job for someone who lives half an hour away from the airport. Because I live an hour and a half away from the airport, it was difficult. Petrol, fucking petrol. I literally spent £450 a month on petrol. Yeah. So that wasn't nice, racking up the mileage on the vehicle. Yeah, another con, no friends. You wouldn't even fly with the same person twice in like 6 months. There's so many people working there. I literally saw, like I said, I flew with the same pilot twice in the time I was there. Never met anyone from work. You'd discuss it, but it just never happens because of the distance. It was just quite lonely, to be honest, the job. But hey ho, what can you do? Glad I tried it. Pervy pilots. Oh, let me have a drink before I do this one. Oh, right. So, on my first flight, you get to sit in the cockpit, so the flight deck, and basically sit in the like third seat at the back whilst you take off and land, just as like an experience. So I was sitting there, you know, all nervous. My first flight had these two pilots, absolute pervs. They were sitting there like just talking to me nicely, you know. I thought, oh, like these are nice people, like haha, let's have a laugh. Next minute they were like kept talking to me about my boyfriend, how I'm gonna break up with him because the job's gonna drift us apart. I was like, watch me, like I'm not gonna break up with him, we're gonna be fine, thanks, we're gonna get married and have 10 babies and 5 puppies. Anyway, so that was that. I was like, whatever, weirdos. We were like having a laugh. I was like, oh, like I really want an engine picture. Basically, it's where you sit in the engine and you get a picture because it's just cool. They were like, oh yeah, we'll take a picture of you in the engine. How about in your underwear? Your underwear. I was like, sorry? Like, no, like I have Mickey Mouse pyjamas in my suitcase, like that could be funny. You fucking perv. Then they were like, oh, so during this job you'll do quite a lot of night stops. So I was like, oh, okay, like that sounds good. Basically it's when you stay over a night in another country. And they were like, yeah, we like night stops. We usually knock on each other's doors and have sex with each other. Nice, fair enough. Skank again. So leading on from that, once he said about the having sex with each other, I thought, okay, I don't want to be around you. Bad thing was I couldn't even get out of the flight deck because as you take off and land, the door's locked and you like can't get out because of safety reasons as well. So I was sitting in there, like, you know, I thought they were quite funny before, like I said, like one of them let me borrow their sunglasses because it was so bright. I thought, oh, like what nice people. Fucking next minute I was sitting there and they were like, oh, if you get bored today, like you can come in here and do a bit of skiing. He was like, yeah, you know, bit of skiing. I was like, yeah, like thinking it's a dance move. I was like, oh yeah, funny, like what's skiing? He was like, skiing. And I was like, oh my fucking god, you fucking tramp. Absolutely not. I was literally sitting there thinking, oh my god, is this what everyone else is going to be like? It literally put me off from the start. All the pilots I ever met after that, I just thought, like, are you going to be a weirdo today? Like, are you going to be a perv? Try and get a picture of me in my underwear in the engine? No? So that put me off. I reported it because it made me feel really uncomfortable and nothing was done about it. They didn't take me seriously at all. I ended up having a month off work because I just didn't want to go in. It made me feel really crap. I know not all pilots are like it. Some of them I've met that were lovely, but they were just absolute tramps. And it put me off for real. So thanks for that, dickheads. But other than that, that was it really, in a nutshell. Now I work in insurance claims, which is all good in the hood. It's close to home. It's nice. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it gives you a bit of information on cabin crew. Obviously this was a short haul airline, so long haul's totally different. You get to experience the world, like fly with people, like you make friends because you're flying with them more often. I'm not saying not to apply for a short haul airline, it might suit you better. However, it just didn't suit me, unfortunately. So, hey ho, what can you do? You live and you learn. I'm glad I tried it. Like I said, made friends for life, but I just learned that I like to be here with my family and my boy and my dog and my friends. So I hope you enjoyed that. Wasn't really much to enjoy because it's a bit boring, but hey ho. Let me know what you want me to do next time. This is my first video, so allow the unprofessionalism, if that makes sense. I will be looking to do some like challenges, some stuff with my boyfriend, stuff with friends. I'm thinking of doing a Q&A, so any questions, like message me, honey. But yeah, thanks for watching. Click subscribe and follow me on Instagram.